My name is Angelica Collins, and this is my outreach video project. I chose to do my project on the ketogenic diet and its therapeutic applications. First, we want to know what are ketones and what do they do. Ketones are metabolites that are created during oxidation of fatty acids. They can be used in place of glucose to fuel the cells. Glucose is broken down into pyruvate, which is then used to fuel the cell. And ketone bodies are also broken down into pyruvate once in the cell. Ketone bodies mimic starvation in the body to promote fat loss, and they help lower insulin levels in the blood. There are a few applications in which the ketogenic diet is used to help treat medical conditions. Some of those conditions are epilepsy that is drug resistant, different forms of diabetes, and chronic inflammation, which usually comes with autoimmune diseases. The ketogenic diet was originally developed to treat epilepsy. It was developed in 1921, and it actually works by enhancing the amount of glutamate in the brain and enhances the synthesis of GABA or GABA. And it does this by changing the neural pathways and making the neurons less excited, which in turn helps to keep the seizures at bay. As you can see, the parameters for the diet are that it's about 70% fat, should be healthy fats like avocado oil, monounsaturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, medium chain triglycerides, which are usually found in coconut oil. There's 20% protein. If you actually eat too much protein, it will go through gluconeogenesis, which can actually break protein down into glucose. And the whole point is to keep the glucose low. And 10% carbs. You want to try to keep the carbohydrates under 20 grams of carbs a day. The ketogenic diet can be used as a therapy for diabetes and other metabolic disorders. Type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance is caused by high fat and high carb diets. The ketogenic diet promotes low and stable blood sugar levels, which allows the insulin in your blood to fall. When the insulin levels fall, that will allow the adipose tissue to release fat from the cells in order to be oxidized and turned back into ketone bodies to be used for fuel. Some people can actually reverse their type 2 diabetes this way, and also the best way to resensitize your cells to insulin is to lower your blood sugar and keep it low in order for the insulin levels to fall. Chronic inflammation is when the immune system either attacks itself or your organs inside your body. Low levels of inflammation are usually found in autoimmune diseases, and they can lead to high cortisol levels. When cortisol levels are elevated, that will stimulate the release of glucose, and elevated glucose levels will lead to elevated circulating insulin levels. And as we just learned on the previous slide, when insulin levels are high, glucose is usually stored as fat. Now, adipose tissue actually does release cytokines that promote inflammation. So it kind of works as a cycle. So once you lower the insulin by lowering your blood sugar, by cutting the amount of glucose that you eat, you can reverse your type 2 diabetes, you can get rid of your chronic inflammation, and you can keep your epilepsy under control if you have it. Thank you for listening to my presentation. These are my references that I used to make the presentation. and I hope you enjoyed it.